down to Just Bluffing at 16, 59 November Turf, then over to Optima at 12, Pride of Gold at 880, and down the bottom there, All Tangled Up at 14. 4 minutes away is this fifth event at Canberra. Selections from Tony Campbell, 6 Goodwood, 1 Face It, and 5 Bow Vale. 6, 1 and 5. Okay, let's go back to Canberra now. Hilton Donaldson is there. He has with him from Star City, who's sponsoring the next race, Anthony Brandon. Hilton.
Good on you, Chris. Thanks very much. We're back with Anthony Braden from Star City, and Star City sponsoring race number 5. Seems a rare thing to come to Canberra and sponsor a race, Anthony. How did that come about?
Well, Hilton, we've actually been, this year or the last couple of years, been supporting the country race meets, the provincial areas, so as far north as Grafton to as far south down now here in Canberra. We've got so many players down here, so many premium players, and a lot of bus and coach groups as well that come up for the shows. They've come up to see Showboat. They've come up now to see Rocky Horror. So this is, our way of being able to give something back to, the people within these areas.
Star City's been open, I suppose, now for what would be 12 months. How's it going?
Terrific, and we're very pleased that we were able to get the tax break from the New South Wales government this week. That'll allow us now to get in with the major players like our friends down south and also north up in Queensland, and we'll be able to attract now those premium players from overseas and from interstate to now come to Star City and enjoy what we can offer.
What about my chair? Is it still sitting in the corner waiting for me to come back, is it?
Your chair's always there, Hilton. It's always there. It's got the red carpet leading to it as well.
One thing you can do at Star City, of course, apart from gamble, it's a marvellous entertainment venue. Downstairs is terrific, isn't it?
It is an entertainment venue. We've got 22 bars and restaurants throughout the whole complex. Again, with our 2,000-seat Lyric Theatre. That's got Showboat in there at the moment. It finishes in October. We've also got in our 1,000-seat showroom, we've had boxing actually over there, which has been covered by Sky Channel. It's been very successful for us. And we've got Rocky Horror in there, and that'll be going at this stage up until the 26th of January, so Australia Day next year.
All in all, things are going well, and good to see you here today.
Things are going terrific. Pleasure to be down here in Canberra, and it's great to give something back to the Country Race Network.
Good on you. Yeah, thanks, Anthony. Anthony Braden there from Star City, sponsoring race number 5 on the program today.
Thank you, Hilton. Yeah, great place, Star City. Reminds me I should get back there very shortly too. Spectacular venue. Okay, the dividends for Menangle on the they're parading around and getting them set for this 5th event. Hawkesbury Race 4 was won by 2 Ivory Smile, 271.40, 8 Ticklish 290, 10 Geneva Lass 460, Quinella 1830, Trifecta 2810, $327. Race 4 Hawkesbury. Let's update the Sunshine Coast. It will be after Canberra. But first we have a late mail special from Matthew. Matthew Browning's tip here is for race 5, number 2, Jack the Ripper. Daniel Griffiths. Could be one for the ladies. Race 5, number 2, Jack the Ripper. Now they're all set at Canberra, and once again, here's Tony Campbell.
They face up well. The Star City plate. November Turf, River Steam settle down. Inga down towards the inside. Starter looking across the line. Crowd building all the time here now. Quite a good crowd. The Cup at 4:10. The Qantas Canberra Cup at 4:10. Starter not happy. Now he is. Gates open. Now Goodwood and River Steam were last out of the gates. Encino showed good speed, followed by Inga down towards the inside. Just Bluffing. Optimus up in that division. So too is Pride of Gold. And further back behind those then Quick and Handsome, followed by Rosebank. All tangled up down towards the inside, followed then by November Turf and Pro Heart. A long break behind those in the field. Bow Vale, River Steam on the outside. And about 3 or 4 Goodwood at the tail of the field. A good race for the leaders. They race down the side towards the 600. And Optima moved up on the outside. share the lead with Encino, followed then by Face It. Running third on the outside was Just Bluffing. Between runners, Quick and Handsome as they race towards the bend. The next one was All Tangled Up, followed by Inga down towards the inside, and making ground around the field, Pride of Gold. Further back behind those then November Turf. McVean as well back on the bend, followed by Pro Heart. The next one was River Steam, Beauvale, and going very wide Woodward. In the straight, it's Goodwood back towards the tail of the field. In the straight with about 300 to go, and the leader was Encino. Optima on the outside, Inga getting a run down towards the inside, and further back then Face It, followed by Goodwood down the outside, who's putting in a late run. It's Inga racing to the lead. Now Goodwood is flying. Here comes Goodwood. Goodwood raced up on the outside. River Steam is flying. Goodwood on the line. Goodwood on the line has beaten Inga. River Steam is third, followed then by November Turf, and further back in the field, Face It, Optima, followed by Pride of Gold. Then Encino, All Tangled Up, Beauvale, Rosebank, further back then Quick and Handsome, followed by Just Bluffing in the last pair, McVean and Pro Heart. What a performance by Goodwood. What a performance by Goodwood. Back last on the turn. Number 6, Goodwood. The crowd went berserk. Another win to Johnny Scorse. It was last out of the gates. It was a mile back, switched wide at the top of the straight, and Goodwood will get this ahead of Inga and River Steam. 2-6. Stand by. Oh, number 2's got it. Inga's lasted. Well, there you go. I could have swore that Goodwood got this. Now, please note, Inga's lasted. Inga's lasted to beat Goodwood. And third, River Steam. Well, blow me down. I could have swore that Goodwood got this. Just watching it as they get down towards the line. It's Inga in the centre. Goodwood on the outside. Oh, goodness gracious me. It's a close one, but Inga has got up to beat Goodwood in a soul-stirring struggle, and River Steam is third. Well, Inga, ridden by Dale Spriggs, trained by Danny Williams at Goulburn, raced by A.M. Cardi, P.P. Wolanski, M.D. Wiener, S.P. Poitevin and P.H. Green. A 7-year-old bay gelding racing his fun out of Nikita. Now Goodwood second by Quest for Fame out of Fun and Fame. And third, number 16, River Steam by Palasta out of Star Montlas. Bernie Howlett, Alan Abrahams. Well, that's a turn up for the books. Two good riders there, Dale Spriggs on Inga and Johnny Scorse on Goodwood. Even though it was just beaten narrowly, Goodwood, it was a mighty effort, and it's roared down the outside. So the numbers are 2-6-16. Inga lasting to score by the barest possible margin over number 6 Goodwood.
River Steam in third place. What a finish that. I think everyone would have agreed with Tony there that he'd just got there. Goodwood, he looked like he'd had the momentum up, but you never know with these photos. And that Inga just hung on. 16's Madonna. He's Regal 35 and Regal Royal 68. That's the updated market for the all-important Kunji handicap with De Montfort, the tip from Greg. 3 Old Tawny, 8 Carla Stair, 638. Okay, hope you're backing a few winners on the Sunday edition of our Sky Race Day, and we'll be back right after this break. And 16 River Steam 1660. Quinella $26, trifecta 2616, 2,126. Set for the Kunji.
Carla Stair, one of the first to bounce out. Way quickly too, he's Regal on the outside. Count Shivers jump well. Madonna prominent as well. Old Tawny dropped in behind them about 5th or 6th. And De Montfort is following him as they head towards the 1800 metre mark now, and Hall is taking Carla Stair to the lead. Madonna's kicking through on the inside to keep him posted. Count Shivers just behind them with Planet King. Old Tawny over on the inside of He's Regal, being followed then by De Montfort, who races outside Regal Royal, and it's all in fun last of all. Now at the 1600, Carla Stair had worked to the lead about 2 lengths. Count Shivers running second on the inside of Madonna now. 2 lengths to Planet King outside of Old Tawny, and then 2 lengths further back He's Regal. De Montfort next on the outside of Regal Royal, and it's all in fun, a length and a half away last of all, 1300 to go. Carla Stair steadies down the back and leads by 2 lengths. Count Shivers second inside Madonna. 2 lengths to Planet King, lobbing along 4th outside Old Tawny. 1 to He's Regal, 1.5 De Montfort. Regal Royal over on the inside, and it's all in fun as a length and a half away at the back of the field. And the leader is Carlos Stair. He's just bowling along at his own leisure, leading by about a length and a half. Madonna, Count Chivas the inside, and then Planet King, and moving up a little closer is De Montfort on the outside with the pink cap, up to about 5th placing from Old Tawny. One further back, he's Regal, followed by Regal Royal, and it's all in fun. About to come off the back, Carlos Stair the leader, a length and a half in front at the 800 of Count Chivas and Madonna. One Planet King, and then one De Montfort outside Old Tawny. They're quickening up the tempo now. 2 lengths, he's Regal, it's all in fun, taking off from the back of the field, and Regal Royal is last of all. Inside the 6, Carlos Stair, about a half length on Madonna, and Count Chivas getting up on the inside of Carlos Stair, cornering. Then Planet King, Old Tawny and De Montfort hard ridden from It's All in Fun. Count Chivas got through on the inside, and the old bloke's taken the lead into the straight. Old Tawny's followed him through. Carlos Stair getting balanced again, coming home, and then Madonna. De Montfort too far back. Carlos Stair again claims the lead from Count Chivas, Old Tawny. Running on, It's All in Fun, and Madonna's coming home. Carlos Stair in front. It's All in Fun, Madonna, Count Chivas. Carlos Stair tackled by It's All in Fun. It's All in Fun, the Kiwi beat Carlos Stair by 3/4. Either Madonna or Count Chivas for third. Then De Montfort, Planet King, Old Tawny, followed by He's Regal and Regal Royal. Age shall not weary him. 9 years of age, It's All in Fun, ridden by Patrick Payne, has stormed over the top of them from last to take out the Coonji handicap. Number 2, It's All in Fun, Patrick Payne, needing to win this to squeeze into the Caulfield Cup next week, has done so, and will drop 5 kilos on Saturday if they line him up there. Second, Carlos Stair, ridden by Greg Hall, and third, 11, Madonna, ridden by Eddie Wilkinson. 2, 8 and 11. Count Chivas ran 4th, and De Montfort was 5th, and the time was 2:16.3. 8 seconds outside the record, but this old timer's come from the back. They walked down the back straight, so it's just added merit to his performance. What an old marvel he is. 9 years of age. We haven't seen him in Melbourne for quite a while. He's been slipping up to the Queensland Winter Carnival for the past few years. Just a durable old timer he is. He's
Okay, there they go to the line in the Coonji, and number 2, It's All in Fun, 6:30, 2:10, 8 Carlos Stair, $1.70, with Madonna for third, number 11, at 3:20 in the Coonji, with the old timer getting home. Now, Menangle, they're up to start. Number 1, Hijack, 3:50, and he's riding Iron Horse in the Canberra Cup. Chrissy Muntz, back to you, Hilton.
Thanks, Chris. Yes, and Chris Muntz not in the winner's circle yet, but I think his time might be coming. Kingston Shores is coming up. Chris, he's a great horse. Bit out of form, though.
Yeah, he's a bit of an enigma, I suppose you'd call him. He's on his day, he's a very good galloper, but he's just seemed to have struck a little bit of a stage where he's just finding it hard to win, but he might break through today.
Have you ridden this horse before?
No, it's the first time, Hilton, and you know, from all reports, he's not that hard to ride, so just hope for a little bit of luck.
He ran third first up last preparation after 3 weeks off. That was in a welter at Warwick Farm behind Flinders Street. So third up at the mile, I think he'll probably run well, Chris. I think he'll be storming home.
Yeah, I'm sure he will be, and I suppose a lot depends on the tempo of the race and how quick they go, but it's obvious he's going to get back a little bit, and just hope he's good enough to run him down.
But your big ride, of course, is Iron Horse, reunited with Iron Horse, a horse that has given you great pleasure.
Yeah, he's a lovely old horse. I love riding him. He's so honest, and he always does his best. And I think today, even with the 60 kilos, I think he's got to be still a great chance in the race.
There'll probably be plenty of pace on, Chris. Where do you see him placed in running?
It's a little bit hard to say. I think you're right. I think there will be good speed on in the race, but I would imagine he'd probably be perhaps 3 or 4 lengths from the lead, and just hopefully working into it at the right time.
You, of course, also rode him the last time he raced over 2,000 metres, more than a year ago in the Doomben Cup. Is he ready for 2,000 now?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, he's. I've won the Gosford Cup on him, and I also won the Lord Mayor's Cup at Doomben on him, which was 1.25 miles both races. So the trip certainly doesn't worry me. The weight does a little bit, but I'm hoping his class can pull him through.
He's a gutsy horse. Good to see you back on top. It's virtually Iron Horse versus Canberra, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, it's a pretty much a race like that with all the locals in. But you know, there's a few good hopes in the race.
Well, if you're going to spoil the party, then you're the man to do it. But then again, he's a great draw card. Best of luck.
Good. Thanks, Hilton.
Chris Muntz there with good rides, Kingston Shores, and also Iron Horse in the Canberra Cup as we go to Menangle now, and Kevin Thompson is ready.
Little pictures I'm seeing. Here he is again, Hilton Donaldson.
Thanks very much, Chris. It's all happening here trackside at Canberra. Plenty of noise and activity for the patrons. And that fashion parade up there, I must say, is commanding more attention than the Sky Channel interview spot right at the moment. Matthew Carl joins us. He's got a couple of good rides coming up, including Zabil's Pride in the upcoming race. Matt, you won the first race of the day, but since then you've been nosed out of it. It's pretty competitive out there.
Yeah, very good racing, always is here on these Sunday meetings, Hilton. Yeah, I've won the first and run second on Wenders, and I've been thereabouts without breaking through.
How will Zabil's Pride handle the drop back in distance from the 2200 last time to the mile?
Yeah, I don't think it'll worry him, Hilton. He's been freshened up. He's won over a mile. He's a natural speed horse. He always leads, and I think he'll handle all right.
So you do envisage that he'll go to the front in the small field?
Yeah, I think so. I think he's the only leader in the race, Hilton, so I think he'll be in front.
Given that leaders haven't really been fighting on today, is that a worry?
Yeah, no, not really. No, hopefully he's the one to change the pattern.
Well, a good ride for you is Perfect Rapture. I'm surprised to learn that you haven't been on the horse before, but gee, won well at Randwick.
Yeah, I was in the race at Randwick and I watched him win. He's a great old horse. He's very consistent. The distance is probably the only worry, but he drops nicely in weight, Hilton. I think he's a really good chance.
Yes, he's in nicely against Noble Dane with 5 kilos back on that horse. But what about Iron Horse? Will that be the one to hold off?
Yeah, he looks the obvious danger. Yeah, he's a class horse of the race. He's got a bit of weight, Hilton, but he is the best horse in the race. Yeah.
All right, Matt, well, we'll leave it there and wish you all the best. You've had 6 winners from some 20 rides for the season, so things are going well, but you've got to get out and chase John's scores.
Exactly. He's very hard to beat at the moment.
Good luck, Matt.
Thanks, Hilton.
Matthew Carl there with a couple of good rides coming up. Zabil's Pride and also in the Cup, he's on Perfect Rapture. Here's Owen.
Being driven forward, looking for the lead. Now forward.
Alrighty, let's get the very latest. The late mail tips are through. Once again, we go back to Canberra. Here's Hilton Donaldson.
Welcome back trackside to Canberra, and as we build up to the Cup, race 6, also a very good race, Michael.
Yeah, it is a small field here though, Hilton, but nevertheless a lot of depth in the form. Whichever way you look at it, number 2 Kingston Shores comes out on top. He ran second in last year's Canberra Cup. This is a set weights race. Everything points in his favour. He's had the 2 runs back from a spell now. To my eye, a shade disappointing last start, but a very strong form race. All the 3 horses that finished in front of him have all won a race since. And significantly, last preparation, third up, he ran a good race at Warwick Farm in a midweek welter. And third up, the previous preparation, he scored a strong win at Canberra here. So, you know, he's ready for this race. He looks magnificent in the mounting yard.
Some say he's a bit of a gunner though, Michael. Do you agree with that?
No, not at all. They've had a few problems with him. I concede that. He should have won the Canberra Cup. Larry Cassidy dropped his whip. Nevertheless, he's well odds on in the ring. An easing favourite, opened up very, very short, and he's easing. I think that represents, you might get black. I think that's good value. Danger's his 8 Zabil's Pride. Will push forward, the obvious leader. And 7 Concord Fly. They say forget it, he went around at Warwick Farm. His previous wins on his home track here were sensational. Rising in grade today, but he'll hit the line strong. I've got it 2 Kingston Shores on top. Danger, 8 Zabil's Pride and 7 Concord Flight.
Good on you, Michael. Michael Heath there. I certainly don't say he's a gunner. I love him, Kingston Shores. I've followed his career very closely. He's a great horse and I think he can win.
You like your confidence there, Hilton? OK, we'll be going back for that race and more right after this on the Sunday edition of Sky Race Day.
Visit Marrickville.
To leading trainer Barbara Joseph.
Thanks very much, Chris. Yes, the runners are at the barrier here for the running of race number 6, and Barb does have a runner in this, but it's been a bit of a nerve-wracking day for you, Barb. A winner and a second, and you thought you'd won.
Yes, it sure has. I mean, Sporting got there, and I thought when Goodwood came down the outside, you know, with the naked eye, I thought we'd won the race. I was, you know, well, really disappointed when I got the photo.
It's a marvellous thing, this racing game. The highs and lows all rolled into one.
It sure is. It sure brings you back to earth, you know. You think you've won, then you haven't won. But, you know, there's always the next race coming up now.
Exactly, with Concord Flight, who's well and truly in the market, and the horse has won 2 recent races. What about the step up today?
Yes, he was a bit disappointing in Sydney, but he had a lot of things went wrong in the race. But today, you know, 5 runners, it's going to be a cat and mouse race. You know, it all depends on the pace. He likes to be smothered up and so they can get out and come home, you know, but he should run quite well.
One horse that doesn't like to be smothered up is Noble Dane. He's a natural front runner. He loves Canberra. Will he set the pace in the Cup?
I think he will set the pace in the Cup, yes. He's drawn barrier 1. I'm just going to let him free run and see what he can do. I mean, it's probably not wet enough for him, but he's an honest old character and he'll try hard.
What about Mac Joey, first time 2,000 metres?
Well, McJoey, he's probably not quite seasoned enough yet for the Canberra Cup, but he'll run a great race. He'll be back behind and he'll be getting home when the whips are cracking.
We wish you all the best, Barb. You better go and have a bet.
I think so. Okay.
Barbara Joseph there with some good runners still to come on the program here, including Concord Flight in the upcoming race, and the runners are at the gates.
Feeling there that she might just train another winner too at Canberra today. I think Mac Joey, part owned by some good mates of mine, the McGettigans. So good luck to it in the Canberra Cup, but Barb's saying not seasoned enough. We'll see a little later. Noble Dane, the other horse, of course, she has in that Canberra Cup, which should be a beauty, with Iron Horse the top weight. Now, let's look at some divs for the previous at Hawks 6 Let's Cheer 9.95, 7 River Reach 5.95, 8 Final Bid 7.55, 9 Fine Fabric 8.05, 36 for Drum Lanrig, and 11 for Moresby. 6-2-1 from Paul as we go to Canberra.
Start. Atticus Finch got away well, taken on by Zabiel's Pride going up along the inside. Kingston Shores third, a half a length Governor Pete on the outside, and about 2.5 to 3. Concord Flight settling down at the tail of the field as they make that first turn and race down the back. They've got about 1,300 to go. Governor Pete moves up on the outside to put a bit of pressure on Zabiel's Pride. They're out nicely clear, about 4 in front. Atticus Finch is running third, getting a beautiful run. It's Kingston Shores, who's down on the inside, and about 4 then Concord Flight at the tail of the field. Racing past the 1,000 metre mark, and Governor Peter's shot away. Governor Pete's a big leader now, about 4 or 5 in front of Zabiel's Pride. A similar margin, Atticus Finch ahead off then Kingston Shores, and about 3.5 then at the tail of the field Concord Flight as they leave the back and race down the side. 750 metres to go, and Governor Peter's a big leader, out about 6 or 7 lengths in front of Zabiel's Pride, giving chase, followed then by Kingston Shores gaining ground. Dropping off a bit was Atticus Finch, and about 3 or 4 Concord Flight is last of all as they race inside the 600 metre mark up towards the turn, and Governor Peter's the leader, coming back to the field now, going it after the leaders of Zabiel's Pride and Kingston Shores lurking behind those. Down towards the inside, Atticus Finch and Concord Flight is last. Around the home turn, 400 to go, and Zabiel's Pride swept to the lead now. Zabiel's Pride kicked away. Kingston Shores is battling away in second place, followed then by Concord Flight, but it's a race in two as they race down towards the 200. Zabiel's Pride is giving plenty. Kingston Shores responding on the outside now. Here's Kingston Shores. Zabiel's Pride kicking back. Zabiel's Pride, Kingston Shores. Kingston Shores, I think. Kingston Shores narrowly Zabiel's Pride. It's another close one. A long break behind those Concord Flight, followed by Atticus Finch, and Governor Pete was last. Well, I can't stand too much of these close finishes. Stand by. 1:37.64 and another driving finish. Oh, us poor old race callers. Number 2 is the winner, Kingston Shores. Kingston Shores getting there. Ridden by Chris Muntz. Number 8 second, Zabiel's Pride, Matthew Carl. And third, number 7, Concord Flight, John Scorse. The numbers are official. Number 2, the winner, Kingston Shores, trained at Queanbeyan by Mike Petrovic, Chris Muntz. As a 5-year-old bay gelding by All Ashore out of Softly Spoken. Second, number 8, Zabiel's Pride, John Morrissey, Matthew Carl. And third, number 7, Concord Flight, Barbara Joseph, John Scorse. Fourth, number 6, Atticus Finch. And 1, Governor Pete finished 5th. 2:87 official. Now the time for the race, 1:37.64. We'll have more shortly.
Okay. Number 2, Kingston Shores, gets home. And in a very, very close finish there. He ducks in very sharply here as you watch the head on. He's coming at Zabiel's Pride and then does a dipsy doodle here. Watch this. Almost comes in contact with the Zabiel's Pride, but Chrissy Muntz straightens him up again and he goes on to win the fave. Kingston Shores, 190, 140, 180 Zabiel's Pride, and Concord Flight no third after race 6 at Canberra. Now Sunshine Coast, we update there with a minute. Another special guest. Once again, here's Hilton Donaldson.
Thanks very much, Chris. Yes, I get all the hard jobs. Good on you. And we're back trackside here with Andrew Costello and Nikki Travis from the Canberra Centre. Firstly, Nikki, welcome to the Sky Channel microphone.
Thank you.
You look very elegant today. Do you get to actually keep what you're wearing?
Unfortunately not.
It's a very elegant outfit.
It is. It's from Grace Brothers. So we've just been doing all the fashion parades for today. So it's been nice to be dressed up so well.
I must say the crowd's been well and truly entertained. The crowd has swelled when you've gone up there on stage.
Yeah, every time we've been on stage, it's gotten bigger and bigger. So it's been nice to have a good rapport from the.
You're visiting from Sydney.
I certainly am. Yeah, come down for the day, and I'll go back tonight.
It is a beautiful day to be here, and Andrew Costello is joining us now from the Canberra Centre. Tell us a bit about the place, Andrew.
We're located in the centre of the city, in CBD, predominantly a fashion centre, but with predominantly sophisticated foods, gourmet foods, and some takeaway, but mainly fashion itself. Yeah.
And tell us some of the styles of shops that are there in terms of the fashion. Any male fashion?
There are. We've got a number of male fashion retailers, but predominantly female fashion and accessory based. That's why we've had the likes of Nikki out today, just demonstrating some of the fashions we've got on offer at the centre. But we've had fashions on the field in front, and there's been thousands of people, and they've been really well. They've been very receptive.
Well, thanks very much for joining us today on Sky Channel, Andrew and Nikki.
Thanks very
Thank
much,
you.
Elton.
Let's take it to Sandown. Here's Greg Miles.
40 the favourite, Savannah at 390 and 160, but 240.
For Canberra in the previous two, Kingston Shores 190, 140, 8 Zabil's Pride 180, Concord Flight no third, Quinella 350, and the trifecta 287, $5.80. Not much there. Now, Canberra late riding change in race 7, number 16, Uncle Stainless, is Dale Spriggs. 16, Dale Spriggs. Sunshine Coast race 6, 2 Latin Quarter, 2. Special guest, I believe he's talking to Johnny Morris this time. Here he is at Canberra, Hilton Donaldson.
Well, the Canberra Cup is not too far away, and the trainer of the top weight and favourite Iron Horse is John Morris, and he joins us now. John, I believe the horse travelled here on Wednesday. It's a good preparation.
I've done that before and travelled away for a good race. If going to make the effort to try and win one of these, give them every chance. So came down on Wednesday afternoon.
He has been the idol of the local public here. They all came out to watch him work on Friday, and I believe the work was okay.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't need to do a lot as he'd run the previous Saturday, obviously. So just have a look at the course proper, and he's experienced enough not to worry about anything.
He hasn't had a 2,000-metre race since running 4th in the Doomben Cup back to May of last year, beaten 1.3 lengths by Sapio after leading from 16, and before that he won, of course, the Chairman's Cup. And the way he was hitting the line in the Epsom, I think 2,000 metres is cherry ripe for him now. Do you agree?
Yeah, that was the plan. If he'd run well on the Epsom, was going to bring him here, win or lose. So we're here when we lost, so hopefully we win today.
Do you think Chris might have him a bit closer to the lead than the Epsom?
Yeah, it surprised me he got back further than we'd anticipated, but there was a lot of speed the way that sort of race, strung the field out. So I think he's probably running behind the main lot of speed there today.
It's an interesting purchase for a 6-year-old for $210,000 or $220,000. It's a bold gamble, but it looks like it might pay off.
Well, I think a lot of trainers, we all buy yearlings for 200 that aren't any good. So, I mean, as long as he just, stays as a sound racehorse for a couple of years, everyone has a lot of fun, and I'm sure he can get the money back.
Well, of course, third prize in the Epsom was $50,000. First prize, $65,000 today. If he wins, he's well on the way.
Yeah, well, we're better than halfway there.
What about the 60 kilos? He's not a heavy horse by any stretch of the imagination. Will he carry it okay?
I think he will, but probably, no trainer's happy with 60, so I just think you've got to give 7 kilos to the field. It makes it difficult for any horse.
Well, it's Iron Horse against the rest, I suppose. The Canberra horses up against Iron Horse. We wish him all the best.
Yeah, I mean, the local horses and Bridleman, a few local horses got good form, and Bridleman's obviously got good form, so I'm hoping he runs to his best today and beats him.
Good on you, John. Thanks for joining us. John Morris, trainer of Iron Horse, top weight in the Canberra Cup, coming up soon.
Okay, thank you, Hilton. He'll be very hard to beat. He's a great campaigner. And, of course, as we know, an Epsom winner or an Epsom place getter recently again. And he's going to be very, very hard to beat, even with that big weight. That's not far off the Canberra Cup, as we have